because they want you to be below 30 and you have to have a certain healthiness to you or something. And I said, I'm healthy, but I mean, I'm 44, so I'm not sure if I would qualify for this. But I was just astonished that there are people paying for poop.
I don't even know what to say about that. It's true. It's awesome. Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. Recorded right here in Celina, Texas, a quiet little dusty, sleepy town that has absolutely nothing going on. Guys, welcome to another episode of CelinaRadio.com. And check out this little chill 1980s music vibe thing I've got going in the background. I don't know why, but I'm feeling really nostalgic for the 80s a lot lately. And this song just kind of takes me back a little bit. It's not the hair band stuff. This isn't Van Halen or something like that, but it's some chill rock from the 80s, and it's good stuff. And why am I feeling so nostalgic about the 80s? Probably because today's world is so different, I don't even recognize it sometimes. But you know what? One thing I do recognize is awesomeness. This music is awesome. The city of Celina is awesome. And the little restaurant that sits on the square called the Toasted Walnut is also awesome. And it just so happens that today's guest is none other than Joey Dawkins. And if you don't know Joey, you're in for a treat. This guy is hilarious. I always thought that he's like kind of quiet and reserved and all that stuff. No. Joey is living life. And he's living large. He is having the best time ever. He's literally living his dream. I mean, he's literally got one arm of nothing but food tattoos. And who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Joey Dawkins does that. So guys, sit back and let's talk to Chef Joey. Guys, I am here right now with none other than Chef Joey. And you know him because you know his restaurant. Everybody knows the Toasted Walnut. And if you've been in a few times, then most likely you know Chef Joey. How we doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. Doing really good.
Good. And we're in here on a day off. So we're in here on a Monday right now. And obviously we're ways out until this will actually be made live for everybody to hear. But is Monday, is that like your day off? Is that your one day? You guys are not open on Sunday either, are you?
Right. No, we're not open on Sunday.
Okay, so you kind of have a weekend. It's just kind of skewed a little bit. So Saturdays are just something you don't really have right now. Is that the way it is?
Yeah. Saturdays are non-existent for me.
and I've known you for a while, since back when you were doing sandwiches basically out of the back of Annie Jack's store.
Yeah, so Rachel Beatty actually had come to me and was asking me if I could make cold sandwiches for her to sell in the back of Annie Jack, and we were having trouble getting a kitchen to make them out of. You have to have a commercial kitchen and all that good stuff. And I actually just was like, hey, why don't you let me make hot sandwiches out of here? Let me get a little area in the back, and we can just make it like a little sandwich thing, and I can start Toasted Walnut here. And she thought about it for a little bit, and she was like, yeah, you know what, let's do this. And so we built it out, and I'm very thankful to her for that, because she was a big part of helping me get started. And I literally started that with a soup kettle, one panini press, a front counter, and 2 little refrigeration units, and Toasted Walnut was born. And it was really cool because it was a very unique situation. Because it just wasn't here. Like, nobody ever heard of it. It had like a little hidden door aspect. Have you heard of Toasted Walnut? Where is it? It's inside a woman's boutique. Well, where's that at? You got to find it, And it was cool. I loved that aspect of it, because you have to like walk through the clothes and walk through the furniture and stuff. And there's some tattooed dude in the back making sandwiches, and
That's awesome.
I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing, man. I always tell people it was like quitting the corporate job and going to Mexico and selling tacos on the beach. It just so happens I was selling sandwiches in Celina, I was working like 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. It was the best thing ever. You know, it was really cool. It was great for this community at the point in time as well.
Absolutely. And I think that is such a true statement. It's all about timing. It's all about getting to know the right people at the right place at the right time and all that stuff. But I'm curious, Toasted Walnut, what's the significance of the name?
Originally, when I first got started out here in Celina, I'd moved from Frisco. And I had bought a house down the road on Walnut, and I was actually going to local farms when I first moved out here, and just trying to meet farmers and get to know them and see what kind of food they could provide and all that. And I ended up actually doing in-house cooking classes, and I would bring in the food from the local farms and stuff, and I would demonstrate to people like they do on Food Network how to make certain things and all that stuff. And then I would feed them a 4-course meal of what they just watched me make and showed them. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Very cool.
And so the house was on Walnut Street, and I said, Toasted Walnut, you know, let's roll with that. And that's actually how Toasted Walnut was born originally. So.
I like to know that story, because in my mind I'm thinking, well, maybe he used to toast walnuts or something. I always do my due diligence before I do one of these podcasts, and I was doing my research. And I type in Toasted Walnut, and you dominate, obviously. Yeah. You know, the first page is all yours, but the very, very next thing is literally how to toast walnuts. And I thought, well, maybe he did that. I don't know. I'm not real sure. So how long ago was that you started at the Annie Jack's in the back of the store there?
That was 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago.
Yes,
so
sir.
Here we are 5 years later. You've got this place right here on the square. And how's it going? No,
it was way more than I expected. It was such a fun situation. I loved looking up and seeing the line out the door of people coming in just to get sandwiches. And I was like, because in all honesty, when I first started, I had no idea if I was going to be good or not. I'm still a young chef, but I was really young then. I wasn't proven. And that's one of the things that actually gave me confidence, is that people did like it and they kept coming back over and over again. I was like, wow, okay, maybe I am good at this, you know, you never know. So, that was a big thing for me. It was a big confidence builder for me, and it helped me to really cement, I had made the right choice when I went to culinary school and to make this career, you know?
And so let's go back and talk about that just a little bit. So you did obviously go to culinary school,
yes,
hence the term chef. At what point in your life did you decide, you know what, I want to do that?
Yeah, no, actually, I before the tattoos and the beards and all that stuff, I was a salesman and a marketing director, all that stuff. And I just was never in love with it. It was something I was having to do to just pay bills. And I was doing it 70%. I wasn't giving it my all. And so I basically literally had a coming to Jesus talk with myself. I pulled into the parking lot of Le Cordon Bleu, and I said, when were you ever like the happiest in your life? And I remembered it was when I was 16, flipping burgers, cooking fries. I remember I loved the fact I could go in, do the work. It was hard work, but I could walk away then at the end of the day knowing that I had done my best. And that was big for me. And I said, you know what? I need to change the way I'm doing things. And I went to culinary school at 30, and it changed everything for me. Like it gave me a reason, you know, to try harder, to give my 100%. It was something that I found that if you give me a chance to be lazy or to just half-ass something, I will do it. But in the food world, you can't do that. It's all or nothing. You go hardcore all the time, and it helps me keep my hands busy, because if I'm creating something, I'm happy.
Absolutely. And right now, I mean, I come in here, gosh, I feel like I'm in here at least once a week. Sometimes maybe more. And sometimes it's hard to find a table. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. That means there's a lot of people who enjoy this and want this. And for people who've not been here yet, but your basic layout is you've got booths down one side. You've got these little curtains. It kind of gives you a little bit of privacy. Like if you were having a little discussion with somebody, maybe a business meeting, maybe you're on a date. I mean, that could totally happen here.
Yes.
This is a great place to come for like a little lunch date or do something like that. It gives you a little bit of that. But in the middle, you've got open tables, and then you've got a counter over here as well. So you kind of have all three set up in here.
Right.
You've got these painted kind of rustic looking concrete floors that probably throws back to the time when, this was, gosh knows how many different things this particular space has been over the last 100 years. And then up front, tell me about this. It's like a little gift area or something. Tell me about this.
Yes. So whenever we actually, I sat down with Dante from Tinder. He'd come over and said, "Hey, I heard you were thinking about, going a little bit bigger." He said, "I have an idea." He said, "Audra wants to do a gift shop or a boutique, but we know that it needs food. And we think it'd be great to have you in there and to kind of boost you out and put you out there for everybody to see you, So that's when I teamed up with Dante and Audra, and we started this version of Toasted Walnut.
So, and right here on the square, you're right in the center of Celina, Texas. And by the way, Celina, Texas, right? I mean, this is the place to be, right?
It is.
Is it not the most amazing city in the world? And you've certainly had the Celina Kool-Aid like I have.
Yes.
You love this city. Tell me what you think about all this crazy growth that's going on in Celina, Texas.
Well, first of all, from a business standpoint, it's a beautiful thing. My main goal here is to provide for the city. I get to give them my food that we make, and it's something for the citizens of Celina. It's something that I'm proud of. I hope they're proud of. And as the growth comes, and it's coming no matter what we want, it's coming. I want to continue to grow the city with Toasted Walnut, with other restaurants, with everything we can, and I want to grow the right way, and I want to grow in a way that we provide what we can for the Celina people, and that's my main goal. That's really it. It's as simple as that. I try to keep my head down, make good burgers and crispy fries. That's about all I control what I can control.
But isn't it true that in the restaurant world, and I know very little about that, but just from, I read reviews a lot. I do that sort of thing. And it seems like something as little as, like you just said, crispy fries.
Yeah.
Something as little as some error in that mistake can get you just really killed out there right now on social media or on a review or something like that. So how do you handle it when you have a customer who comes in and they're unhappy with something? What's the Chef Joey way of handling somebody that may not be perfectly happy with whatever, happened?
Right. So in actuality, it rarely happens, and I'm very thankful for that. I feel like I have a very good connection with all of my customers. I mean, I'm here pretty much all the time. I know every face that comes and goes from this restaurant. And I think the best thing to do is if we do have a situation like that, we take ownership of it and say, yes, by all means. I do not approve of that myself. First of all, your meal is going to be free, and I'll remake it myself if necessary.
Absolutely. So good, very, very strong customer service.
Yes.
And that personal connection with your customers is critical.
Oh, very much so. Yes.
So would you say that that's one of the things that's helped make your restaurant here so popular and just so well accepted? Is that part of that? Is the fact that you know everybody?
Yes, I think it really is. I think it's a key part. Everybody wants to see the chef bring the food to the table, and that's what I do. There's not very many restaurants that do that. It's usually a waiter or whatever. It's me. I'm coming to that table, and we're going to talk about food, and we're going to have a discussion and really get into what kind of food you like. Whatever it may be, I will talk to you about food 24/7.
And that's awesome. And I know that you're here all the time because I literally hardly ever come in and not see you here. So I'm assuming you eat a lot of your own meals in your own restaurant. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So one of the things and I say this every single podcast, and I keep trying to get away from it, but I just can't help myself. I always ask people, like, when you eat at a certain restaurant, yours comes up, every single time, what do you like to get there? So I'm going to ask Chef Joey himself in his own restaurant, what do you like to have from your own menu in your own restaurant?
Okay, so I have to say it is the Wagu burger. The reason why, though, and here's the tough part of this job that people don't understand. As I'm in the past on Expo pulling the food out to take to the tables, I see everything, I smell everything. There is something about that burger that when it comes to that pass, I'm like, dang it, I'm going to eat it again today. I know it. But I did have to modify it, though. I did have to go to a side salad and no bun, just so I could keep myself from blowing up, man. Like it's tough. But that meat alone, just by itself, is so good. It really is. It gets me every time. I'm like, maybe I'm going to try the tacos. Maybe I'm going to try the chicken avocado. Not even close. It's the burger every time.
So when you eat in your restaurant, I'm just curious, this is one of those kind of behind the scenes things. Do you typically sit at one of these tables, or do you have some hidden little office somewhere that you go back to and eat?
We typically have family meal in the back with the kitchen crew. With all of my crew in the morning time, we'll have it in the morning or in the afternoon, where we'll make something for ourselves, for us all to sit and eat before we, go into the day, or at the middle of the day, going into the nighttime. But that's important for us. Like, that family meal is something you'll never see on the menu probably. Every once in a while I'll do it, but for the most part, it's food that we make that's just down home good food. Typically it's going to be Mexican, very traditional. That's what we all love. There's some stuff back there that if I put in the menu, people will be like, oh my God, it's so good.
So I feel like I just accidentally stumbled into the middle of something here. So you make food here for you and the crew sometimes.
Yeah.
You call it a family meal.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Just by itself. I mean, that's just amazing. And then it's not just stuff from the menu. So there may be some secret things that we don't know about.
Yep.
Is there any chance that we may ever see any of those things that right now only staff gets to enjoy make it out to the main menu and on these tables? Or is that not going to happen?
Believe it or not, this week I'm doing wings, and my head cook, Angel, he makes them in the back, and we go crazy for them. Like, we're all just snatching at them, trying to get them.
That sounds awesome.
And I just put them on today as the secret menu item of the week. And it's garlic butter, lemon pepper, Valentina's chicken wings.
Wow.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Yeah, no, I couldn't even say it one time. So.
I was like, it sounds so overwhelming, and it sounds like it shouldn't work, but it works. And I'm so proud of him for that, because he takes pride in it. And that's something I want him to do, is understand taking pride in what you do. And that's why I'm saying, this is your secret menu, dude. This is you.
So do you feel like in the position that you're in right now, are you basically mentoring other people as well?
Yes, very, very much so. That it's kind of just developed that way. It's gone into that section as we've grown. I'm going on 5 years of Toasted Walnut being open in 2 different forms. One was me running everything and doing everything, to getting a crew and me having to learn how to take care of a crew and grow a crew. And now that's where we've gotten to, and we have some really solid people that put a lot of effort and care about what we do. And that's such a necessity for our success. To be able to cook is great, and make things taste well, but can I teach somebody else how to do it?
Absolutely. And because you can't literally do everything by yourself.
Right.
I mean, you're only as good as all of the people around you, and you'd be exhausted and done if you were the only one making the food, the only one bringing it out, the only one doing the cleaning and the all the accounting and bookkeeping and meeting with the vendors and all of that stuff. So you've got to surround yourself with really good people, and clearly that's what's going on here, because I never meet anyone here that's not friendly, helpful, nice. It's amazing. It's been a really good deal. As a matter of fact, let me tell you about this from the other day. You may remember this, but my wife loves your chicken salad. I can't say that I've ever had it.
Really?
She loves it. No, I'm the Wagu burger guy, man. What are you talking about? I'm not doing. Do I look like I do too many salads? No, I do not. So if I come over here and have a business meeting or do something like that, she always says, "Hey, grab me a chicken salad." Okay. I'll grab you a chicken salad. So I ordered it and went on and sat down and did my deal. And soon enough, you came over there and you set a box down. I thought it was a to-go box for the gentleman that I was with.
I remember that.
I thought that he had asked for that. And so a little bit later, I was like, hey, I need to go find out about this salad because I've got to get out of here. So I went and asked, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Apparently somebody else got it or whatever. You were right away. No questions asked, no pushback, no nothing. Boom, you had me a second salad.
Mm-hmm.
And then we figured out what happened. And you know what you did?
What?
You gave me both of them.
I did.
You did. That is what I'm talking about. So all the way around, I just left here with an amazingly good experience because you know how it is these days.
Yes.
Customer service is something that's not, is not as common as it used to be. So that was a great experience. And I just want to say thank you publicly for that. That was very, very kind of you. You had great staff. I love them. Love everything you have going on here. I'm curious though, if you weren't in Celina, Texas doing this right now, if you hadn't taken this path to bring you to being Chef Joey, what else in your life could you see yourself doing?
I don't know if I could see myself doing anything. Like this is a path that I chose because I didn't like what I was doing before. I chose this. And so for me, it's 100% go no matter what. This has to work. There's no plan B. There's no windows open. There's no back door open to get out. This is pure success. It has to be that way.
So it's make it or break it.
Make it or break it. There is no other choice. I don't give myself options.
I like it. And I would say your chances of making it look to be about 100% right now. So I think you're doing good. And you've alluded to your tattoos now.
Yes.
And the way we're sitting right now, I can see quite a bit. So give me a little bit there. There's a lot of stories behind people's, artwork and stuff. Right. So give me an idea of some of the reasoning because I see you've got an avocado right here. You've got, that looks like that's the KFC, the Colonel from KFC. You've got some very interesting artwork. Tell me about this.
So the whole right arm is all food. It's actually from my tattoo artist, my main tattoo artist. She traded me food for these tattoos. I'm not kidding.
I love it. That's awesome.
Every single one of them. And she's a tattoo artist and she was always eating terrible food and bad food and wanting to be healthy. So I was making food and bringing it to her, and in trade, she'd give me artwork.
Wow.
And yeah, she's great. She's a good friend of mine right now, as she always will be. But yeah, that was my whole thing, was just a whole food of arm. And
so let's talk about some of these things. So you've got the Colonel from KFC there. What's this guy right here? This guy looks like he's meaning some serious business here.
A French butcher.
Just a French butcher. Yeah. Okay. He's got his cleaver in his hand there, or whatever that is. And you've got an avocado down here with a skull face holding a pistol. Tell me about it.
That's guacamole.
Guacamole.
It's true.
I like it. And then let's see what's on the back of your arm here. So you've got you've got what is this deal? I see this sometimes. So it's like a cow or a bull, and then it's like all the different parts are typically marked, like the flank and the brisket and everything. So is that what that is?
Yes, but it's more of a play on just a joke. If you look really closely at all of them, it says cake in the middle. It stands for beefcake.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. And then let's see what else you got. I saw you had a burger down here on your hand somewhere.
Yeah, right here.
Yep, you've got a burger right there. And then what is this big one right next to it right
that
here?
That is a shrimp po' boy. I got that in New Orleans. Every time I would go to New Orleans, I'd get one. That is from New Orleans. And then the crawfish right here is from New Orleans.
Right.
So yeah, those the ones in the hand were painful.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine getting the back of your hand done like that.
But yeah, this is the Colonel is actually deaf to fast food because he's a zombie.
Look at that.
But yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So there is now let's switch over to the left arm now. Tell me about this.
This is a play on some of Banksy's art. Do you know who Banksy is?
I do.
Yeah, it's just a girl following her heart, monkey dropping banana bombs.
Love it.
I've gotten to the point now where I have enough tattoos that I'm like, if I'm doing tattoos, there's going to be bananas on my arm. Like it doesn't matter anymore. I've had people ask me, well, what do all of them mean? I'm like, it doesn't mean anything anymore. And I said, if next week I'm into paper clips, I may put one right there.
There you go.
That's it. So
that is, that kind of like epitomizes your life, right? So like you said, it's all or nothing. You're 100% in. You're all about customer service and personal relationships. And above all, you're having fun.
Yeah.
You really are. You're having fun. Like, you love this. You love your life. You've got a great life. Is this a God thing for Joey? Like, did God like help put you right where you're at right now? Is this a blessing to you?
Oh, I would definitely say yes. Like I said, when I pulled into the parking lot of the Cordon Bleu, it was a coming to Jesus talk myself. Like, I knew I wasn't happy. I did some prayer and I was like, where do I need to go? Like, what do I need to do? And wholeheartedly, that the reason I am where I am now is because of God. Like, totally. Like, he said, this is what you're meant for. Go do it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's part of why, in my opinion, this is so successful, because, what is the failure rate in the restaurant industry? It's got to be pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty high. Within the first 2-3 years, I would say 90% of restaurants don't make it.
Absolutely. And you're going strong. You're going so strong. Sometimes I come in, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's no tables.
Yeah, no.
There's literally, it's to go or no. So, and that's a great problem. That's not a bad thing, because we could walk in and the whole place could look like it looks today, empty, besides you and I.
Yes.
And that's not a problem that you ever have. And that's a fantastic thing. So now, I asked you earlier when we weren't recording if you have any hobbies, and you gave me a very interesting answer. So I'm going to ask you again, do you have any hobbies?
I would say yes and no. I mean, my new favorite hobby is, after being here for 12 to 13 hours, I like to go home. I like to feel the door close behind me, and to find some peace and quiet, and just to relax and have some me time. I spend a lot of time in here talking and discussing and meeting people, and meeting old people, new people. And then just to have some me time is very important. But like I said, I chose this life, and it's what I do now.
Right on. And there's nothing wrong with having that kind of escape. It gives you balance, and we want you to have balance, because we want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
We don't want you getting out of balance and saying, you know what, like Dave Chappelle, I just walked away. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to come up to the door of Toasted Walnut and it be locked, and I'm like, oh, it must be Monday. No, it's Tuesday. Why is it locked? We don't need that. Okay. No. We don't need that. Keep having fun and keep doing what you're doing. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. People love to get to know the person behind the name or whatever. So in this case, like you said, you already know people really well. You have a great relationship with so many people, but I'm going to ask you some stuff that, probably the people that you talk to every day have no idea about. So I'm going to ask you some of those questions. So take me back to, let's say, high school.
Sure. Okay.
You're in high school. What kind of kid were you in high school? Would you say, were you a jock? Were you one of the country guys? Were you a real quiet? Like describe yourself in high school.
In high school, I started off playing sports. I mean, all through my youth, I was big into baseball. My dad and I spent a lot of time playing baseball, practicing baseball. But as I got into high school, I had a car, so I needed to pay for that car, because my parents weren't going to allow me just to have a car and they'll pay for it and I can still do whatever I want. So at an early age, I was paying insurance and car payments. So I actually had 2 jobs. By the time I hit my junior and senior year, I was only going to school for 3 hours, and I would leave and go work at Mrs. Baird's Bakeries and make buns and bread for a full-time job.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, I know. The work ethic was instilled by my dad a long time ago.
Right on. That's awesome. So give me an idea. First of all, I'm going to ask you a straight up personal question, and you don't know any of these actually. So, but this is probably not one. What do you drive?
I drive a 2018 Toyota CHR.
Okay, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's a basic little car, 4-cylinder. It gets me from point A to point B.
It's transportation.
Exactly.
What's the radio station stay on?
The ticket.
Okay. All right. I like that. That's awesome. That's good. So if you're not working, because when you're working, you've got something that you've got to wear when you're working and all of that kind of stuff. If I see you out on town, are you going to be more of a cargo shorts and flip flops kind of guy? Or are you blue jeans and boots? What's your preference when it comes to just, hey, see Joey out on the town? What's he going to be wearing?
I mean, I like to be comfortable, but I also like to look good. You gotta look good out there. So I mean, I'll put on some Jordans for you. I'll have some shorts or some jeans and some work boots sometimes. It varies from me. If I'm wanting to be comfortable, I'll be really laid back. If I want to look good, then I'll dress it up a little bit.
Celina Radio is doing so well right now. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you for that. And if you happen to have a local business and you'd like to sponsor an episode or a few episodes, do something like that, reach out to me at ron@ronlyons.com. It's probably one of the least expensive ways that you can actually market your local business to people who really love Celina. So reach out to me, ron@ronlyons.com, and let's talk about the possibilities of getting your business in a sponsorship position with celinaradio.com. There's all these events that take place on the square. We've got the Friday night market. We've got all of the different things associated with holidays. We've got Beware the Square. We've got the Christmas event. Do you attend those things?
Typically, I'm working when they're going on. That's a all hands on deck. Everybody's here because it's going to be wild and crazy throughout.
Right. I can only imagine.
But what we will do is when we have a slow down time, me and the kitchen crew will walk out and kind of do a quick walk around real fast just to kind of see what's going on and see what's out there. Maybe grab some food for us if we want to try something that's new out there. And just to get the vibe and see what it's like. They're always so much fun. Those things are awesome.
They are. And I think that one of the best things going on for Celina right now, as far as the city government knows that the growth is coming, but they want to hold on to that small town feel. And time again, as I do these interviews, they all keep saying, if we can maintain this downtown with that hometown feel, that small town thing, and keep having these little events and bring the kind of businesses here that kind of lend themselves to that feel, that vibe, then we're succeeding. So the downtown is going to be our anchor to the old Celina that, is going to be harder and harder to hang on to. Right. So how do you feel about that?
I think that's the goal. I mean, we do need to keep it that small town feel, but still have the growth. And growth done right is the best way to do it, but it's also the hardest way.
Absolutely.
But I think with us really focusing on having small local businesses downtown like we do now, the core is there. We just have to keep on building on it and stay focused.
I like it. So I've got this little book right here, and every time this book comes out, people tend to go, oh no. So what I have rapid fire questions. It's the exact same ones. If you've heard any of the other times that I've done this with anyone else, then you already know, and you may have already thought through this. I did a podcast recently with someone, and I won't name any names, but I could tell the answers were so prepared.
Really?
I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So chances are good that as much as you work, you don't know these. So okay. I'm gonna ask you these real quick. So just as fast, the first answer that comes to your head, and we'll just blaze through these. Then we're gonna do something else. So iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Mustard or mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Chili with or without beans?
Oh, without. Come on. We're Texas, man.
Right on. Pineapple okay on pizza or no?
Nope.
Very good. More cream or more sugar?
More cream.
Like it. Classic rock or classic country?
Classic rock.
Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops?
Fruity Pebbles.
Chewy or crunchy chocolate chip cookies?
Chewy.
Acoustic or electric guitar?
Ooh, electric.
First base or third base?
Third base.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
1986 or 1999?
1986.
Orange juice with or without the pulp?
Without.
Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
What was the last thing that you Googled?
Oh my gosh. What was it? Oh man, I don't know if you want to know about that. It's a weird one. I'm not kidding. It's a weird one.
Tell me, and I can edit it if we can't. But it might be something we can leave in. What was it?
Okay, so there was this thing I saw on a TikTok, and it said, "Hey, you want to make some extra money? This is how you do it. You go to this website, and it was something microbe, and basically they will pay you to send them stool samples, and you can make money." And it was $500 a stool stuff, and they said if you're good, you can make $180,000 a year.
How are you good at that? Like,
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, how does this work? And so it says only like 1% can actually do it, and you have to. I was completely out as soon as I read that they want you to be below 30, and you have to have a certain healthiness to you or something. And I said, I'm healthy, but I mean, I'm 44, so I'm not sure if I would qualify for this. But I was just astonished that there are people paying for poop.
I don't really even know what
I'm
to
so
say
sorry.
about that.
It's true.
It's awesome. And that is 100% staying in this episode. That's awesome. All right, so back to these questions. Oh my goodness. Whole milk or skim milk?
Whole milk.
Silver or gold?
Silver.
Harley Davidson or Corvette?
Harley.
Fred or Barney?
Barney, man.
Roadrunner or Coyote?
Coyote.
How many episodes of The Kardashians have you ever watched?
I think I've maybe been through one or two. I would never want that to be known, but here we are.
The whole world knows. I don't think it's going to influence anyone not to come in.
Right.
It's just going to have them look at you and go, hey, man, cool.
Yeah.
Only one or two episodes. Me too. I like that. Okay, so how many episodes of The Bachelor have you watched?
None. Really
okay,
none.
Good. You just set the record. That's awesome.
Okay,
Nobody has. Well, no, maybe one other person. It's a very few people who have not watched that. Usually, if you've seen The Kardashians, somehow you've seen The Bachelor. I don't know, man. I'm just happy not to have television, so I don't see any of this stuff. But give me an idea, Darth or Luke? Ooh, he's taking pause on that.
Luke, but I understand Darth. Does that make sense?
Ah, like it. So if Darth was going to have a tattoo, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. I don't know.
You think he'd go crazy and just go like, would he have like a lightning bolt or something like that? Or you think he'd have something like sinister and evil?
He'd have like the old Americana classic, and it'd say Luke in it. Like instead of mom, it'd say Luke. I'm your father or something, you know? That'd be kind of funny.
That would be awesome. That'd be very cool. Go back to talking about those old shows and movies and stuff. Miyagi-Do or Cobra Kai?
Miyagi-Do. Yeah.
Going on the good side here. You went with Luke, went with Miyagi-Do. All right. Brown gravy or white gravy?
I'm from Texas, so white gravy.
Brownies with or without nuts?
With nuts.
AM or FM?
Believe it or not, AM.
Sausage or bacon?
Bacon.
You have to eliminate one letter from the alphabet. What letter do you eliminate?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Got to take one out.
Q.
Why Q?
I don't know. It just annoys me.
It looks like an O, but it's got that little squiggly. Yeah.
That's the part of the alphabet that I get to that I can't really remember well. So that's probably the best reason.
What kind of animal would you be if you were not a human?
Definitely a dog. Yeah, I'm a dog person, and it seems right for me.
So tell me about that. Do you have you've got a dog right now?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
His name is Chico.
Okay.
Right now he's rocking the Bob Ross cut. He's got a fro.
Wow. What kind of dog is it?
You know, I think he's a mix, but he looks like a miniature schnauzer.
Oh, nice.
So he's got the beard for the Bob Ross. He came running down the side of Annie Jack when I was over there, and he was all mangled, and I was like, hey, where are you from, dude? And we ended up taking him to the Collin County no-kill and getting him cleaned up and seeing if anybody claimed him, and nobody did. So I adopted him. And I called him Chico once, and he was like, looked at me. Okay, your name's Chico, bro. Let's go.
So awesome.
So yeah,
that's very, very cool. So it's celinaradio.com.
Right.
We're not boring. We're not, we don't do that stuff. We kind of do we do this. We put cow tattoos on, and instead of saying flank and brisket and stuff, we put cake in every square. Okay, that's what we do. So I want to do something fun. You've got the kitchen right here, and I don't want to make a big mess, and I don't want to turn on all the ovens and whatever you have back there. I don't want to do all that, but I do want to do something kind of fun. So what I was kind of thinking is if there was something really basic that you would be able to make. Is there any, even if it's not something now, I know that you do things that are not even on your menu. So is there anything that you could think of that we could fairly easily slip over there behind the counter and you could make within 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, the most basic thing we can do is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, that's not something on your menu, is it?
I think it's on the kids' menu.
Okay, that's maybe why I haven't gotten that. Yeah, I was going to say, because I'd probably order that. But okay, so we can do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to do is we're actually going to hit pause on recording right here. We're going to move over there, and we're going to flip over to video. Okay. And then we're going to come back over here. So if you're listening to the podcast right now, what you're going to want to do is definitely not miss that part of this podcast, because I have a little trick on my sleeve that's going to be kind of fun. So let's hop over to the kitchen, see what we can do.
All right. Sounds good.
So it was at this point that we got up from the little table we were at. We went over behind the counter, and Chef Joey set out everything to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So he had a big jar of peanut butter. He's got a big thing of jelly. He's got a knife and 2 pieces of bread. Sounds simple, right? You know, it's celinaradio.com. Nothing simple. So there's a video, and you need to watch that video. And I'm going to go back now to the follow-up with Chef Joey. And this is after he's already gone through making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich the Celina Radio way. And let's see what he has to say about that. All right, guys, we are back, and we just went, and Joe, tell everybody what just happened.
Okay, so I thought I was going to be making a basic peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the easiest sandwich in the world to make. But I had no idea I was going to have to make it with one arm or one hand and my right hand when I'm left-handed. So it was definitely a challenge. I can say that for sure.
What was the hardest part of that?
The peanut butter. The peanut butter was too big. I couldn't get a hold of it. I couldn't hold it on my chin. And I just got lucky, and it kind of just popped. I was like, sweet, move fast.
Because it was brand new jar and a brand new thing of jelly. So you had to like literally open them and take the little seal things out. That probably made it 100 times harder, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say yes. That was...
And then whenever you started making it, though, did you feel like, okay, I've got this now?
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah, this is the easy part. And you really loaded on the peanut butter and the jelly. It made me actually want to eat that sandwich.
Good.
Yeah, exactly, right? So we're going to call that the one-handed peanut butter and jelly sandwich at Toasted Walnut. It's not on the menu, and chances are pretty good that if you come in and ask for it, you might just get punched in the face. So don't ask for it.
Exactly. See what happens. No.
but Joey might end up down the road with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on his right arm, and it may just like throw back to this time. You never know. Joey's that kind of guy. He's a lot of fun. Joey, thank you so very much for doing this. God bless you. And I want to ask you, would you be willing to come back on again down the road and let's do this all again?
Yes, most definitely.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that is Joey Dawkins. So what did you think about that interview? I mean, is Joey Dawkins not just the coolest cat you ever met? He's got tattoos of food on his right arm and artwork from his favorite street artist on his left arm. He's got talent to take something like the Toasted Walnut and turn it into a staple of Celina, Texas. And he's funny. He's a dog lover. He's just got it kind of all going on. So if you get a chance, stop by the Toasted Walnut, say hello to Joey, check out some of his artwork on his arms, and definitely try some of the food up there. It's amazing. It's really, really good. One of the best things ever. And I'll tell you what else is really good. This music right here. Yeah, I kind of came into this digging the 80s thing, and I'm rolling out on something completely different. This is fusion between country and pop music. I know. Hate me for it. I'm a huge George Strait fan, and I go all the way back to the Willie and Waylon and all that stuff. But you know what? I like stuff like this too. And I like the opportunity to hang out with you and talk to people like Joey Dawkins. So I'm a blessed man. This is Celina, Texas. It's the very best city in the United States. That doesn't mean that it's perfect. No one's saying that. But you know what? It's perfect for us. So count your blessings, guys. Come back and check out the next episode of CelinaRadio.com. We've got some fantastic guests coming up. We've got all kinds of great events going on in the city of Celina. Go to CelinaRadio.com. If you want to check out the real estate stuff, go to RonLyons.com and check that out. It's a pretty amazing website, too. Most of all, guys, stay safe. And just like I always say, God bless. And we'll see you on the next episode.